Delusional is what I call people that are obsessed with their job. Listen, if there's nothing wrong with loving, liking, waking up and working, doing the thing that you love to do, that's very rare. So proud of you, happy for you if that's where you are. Even if that's the case, a lot of us need to put boundaries within our job, and I'm very good at that. I'm very, very good at that. And which is why I feel entitled to make this video. Granted, it took what? 4 years for me to get there. And I feel like this 2024 was the year for me to really like perfect that. Is an ongoing process? Yes, because we go to a different job, you kind of have to restart the process all over again. But once you've already decided that this is something that you're going into a job to do, especially once you get the ball rolling, it becomes real easy to identify, oh no, this is overstepping my boundary. So I think this is fun, and this is something that everyone needs to do. Why? Because if you don't set boundaries with your job, you're going to end up overweight, broke, burnt out. Some of you guys don't understand that you need to have boundaries with your job because you're obsessed with your job. You think, oh no, I love my job. You don't love your job. You're obsessed with it. Two different things. You are more than your job. You make that your identity. I'm a nurse. When someone asks, who are you? That's the first response, is your occupation. It was never that serious. Actually, you're obsessed. And it's really funny because it's the same people that are obsessed with their job that complain the most on the job. Y'all complain so much, but you don't do anything about it. And it'd be the ones that be there for 5. Okay, one thing about me is when I see something that bothers me about my job, I know I can be making more, and I feel like my season is up, I'm going to leave. So I've been in a couple, in the past 5 years, I've been in a couple different establishments. And in every job I've been at, there's always some older gentleman or woman. And they're always complaining the most about their job. But they've been there for like 15 years. So I'm really, really confused. These are people that are miserable and obsessed with their jobs. Weird. People that don't have boundaries with their job. You're obsessed. The reason why people don't have boundaries with their job is because they don't know how to advocate for themselves. They don't know how to advocate themselves for other areas of their life, and that's going to trickle into their job. When you advocate for yourself, it means you fight for yourself. You take care of yourself. You speak up for yourself. I never used to do that. But I want to say this was 2021 is when I really learned to advocate for myself. Why? Because my job environment was so toxic. It was terrible that it pushed me to my limits so much that I had to advocate for myself. It started with tears, crying to my manager, but it ended with me sitting down with the higher up and being, I'm not coming back because XYZ. This is how I feel like you guys need to advance yourselves. This is what could have prevented me from leaving. Did anything change after that? Probably not. But I did, because I learned to speak up for myself. It's free, guys. Well, if your workplace is that toxic that if you advocate for yourself, you get fired, then it's not going to be free, but you gain something at the end. A voice for yourself, respectively. It's just a job. Understanding that really, really helps me. I don't care if the job pays you $1 million a year. It is just a job. It can be taken away in an instant. Every job I've gotten was given to me by God. My energy, my effort, my skills, anything that tied to that job was given to me. I did not make it myself. I'm a firm believer in that as a Christian. And just like I got it, God can take it away very quickly. It is just a job. You cannot idolize it. It is not your God. It is not your sole provider. That's the thing though, like people that don't understand that, and I understand people have different beliefs, but here's the truth. Just as quickly as you got it, it can be taken away. You're at will. A lot of jobs are at will. A lot of jobs don't have unions. People can fire you. I've known so many people that got fired super quickly from a job. When I used to work in tech, I got laid off so fast. Here's the problem. It is just a job, and many people don't see it like that. And when I started seeing my jobs like that, it really changed things in perspective for me. I got laid off from one of my jobs back in 2023. And no, I think it was 2022. And ever since then, I was like, it's really just a job. It's really not that serious. Just as quickly as God provided me that job, things can happen to take it away. Anything, any skills or any things that I've gained that has to do with that job was given to me solely from the Lord. As a Christian, I truly firmly believe that. Any skills, any energy, any passion that is given to me from God to help me perform the best in my job. Like, this is not coming from my own strength, clearly, because I'm just human. So it's really just a job, whether you get paid $1 million or not. You can get laid off. Not every job has a union. And even jobs that have a union, if you're really that horrible, or if a boss is really that treacherous, they will find a means to an end to get you out. So you are not tied to that job. The only thing you own a job is performing your very best until you feel like God's moving you to another season pertaining to a new job. It's not that serious. It'll be easier for you to have boundaries pertaining to a job when you have hobbies. And these are hobbies not connected to your job. For example, if you work with kids, right? Let's say you're a teacher. One of your hobbies is not going to be working after school. Like, that's not a hobby. First of all, that's a second job. Second of all, it's tied to your job. Like, you need to have like something like painting, going to the gym, cooking. You know what a hobby is. But a lot of people don't have hobbies anymore because you're slaves to a job. You're obsessed with your job and you love your job more than your own life. That's why you get burnt out. That's why you gain weight. Don't blame it on something else. You're burnt out because all you do is dream about your job, think about your job, think about how you can be better at your job. And it would have been different if like people that think this way generally just want to perform better at their job so they can, because they feel, they have a mission tied to their job, whatever. But the issue is 9 times out of 10, the people are like that complain the most at their job. So it's like, why are we striving so hard when you're just going to complain? You need to move on to a different chapter of your life, Honeybun. Because you complaining about your job is just making other people miserable. So besides talking to your manager or whoever you need to, here are some tips that you can do to just make having a boundary with your job a little bit easier. The first one is clocking out, not going to all the happy hours / job related functions. The third one is, don't become besties with your coworker. Listen, I can like maybe one person that I'm really close with from my job, and we got really close towards when I told him that I'm leaving my job. Like, I really try to be really good at not becoming close friends with people at my job. Why? It's nothing against those people. It's just, what are we going to talk about when we're together? My job. Like, it's just, and it's really controversial, but I hold that very strongly. We're going to have a great working relationship while we're at work. We're going to work great together. But outside, I'm like that. I'm sorry. The next one is, don't date your coworkers. I don't know why y'all do that. First of all, HR. Second of all, that you're just becoming like no man. And this could be a whole video. But I have a theory that the reason why people oftentimes date their coworkers is because they're only good looking or better one in their co-working space. And because they're working so much, or they're in that location so much because of work, like, he's the only good one. It's like, why are y'all comparing? First of all, you're that limited that you could only pick men from your job? Girl, please go to a mix event. Anyways, this upcoming year, you guys need to have better boundaries with your jobs, because it's only damaging yourself And those people that have really bad toxic boundaries with their job are the worst to work with anyway. So please do better.